Hello, Ekaro, Ekasun, Ekale at Bitetingbowa. This is crossblogxtv. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Already, it's what Benuton. This is really shocking. This guy is a redeemed Christian Church of God member and also a Nollywood actor, which reckon himself with Odunlade, Adeboye, àti Baba Latin. Only gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n mọ̀ òun dáadáa. He said they recognize him very well. So he narrates his story, how he joined Redeem and how he figured out some irregularities in Redeem and how they tried to persuade him to do some things. And at the end of the day, the Redeem Church had to attack him and block him from a lot of things, attack his businesses, and attack his doings. So he narrates the story from the start to the finish. And he said he's a well-known person. And he even mentioned that Baba Adeboye too is working for Tinubu. And this guy is crying for help, that he doesn't want to die like Mohbad. That they're trying to buy him. And they try to silence him. And they try to make his life miserable. Please, listen to all his stories. Sit down very well and digest it. He's not a cloud chaser. So, and he said even they went to the length of saying maybe he's crazy, that he doesn't know what he's saying. And he said he's really sure of what he's saying. So ẹ jẹ́ ká ní sùúrù ká gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ní láti sọ. Kẹ́yìn náà ká máa fi opinion yín sínú comment, because táwọn èèyàn yìí bá ń jáde tó máa ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, àwọn die-hard fans wọ́n máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí attack wọn lórí wọn ò pé ni. And the die-hard fans will be attacking him and say he's mad. So before you start to accuse him that he's mad, let us listen to his stories and start to drop your opinion down below. Let's watch it together.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel. There has been an issue going on between me and the Redeemed Christian Church of God since 2023, and they've told different kind of lies and trying to manipulate people and instigate people against me. So I've been silent for a while, but I think it is time for me to say my own part of the story. Actually, I've been a Redeemed member since when I was in higher institution. That was around 2013. And I've been attending the church, just go to the service and go back to my hostel. So after I finished from school and I became independent on my own in 2018, I started attending another branch of the church around Sango area. For people that know Ibadan very well, there's where they call Sango, around Sango area. Because I'm this type of person that doesn't like attending different kind of church, like go to Winners today, go to CSC tomorrow. I love to be in one place. So I've been doing that for a while. I go to the church and drop my offering and donations and just come back home. Even despite being in the church, I've seen some things that are not really ungodly, like exploitation, like many ungodly things in the church, even like sleeping with the members of the church. So, but since none of these things affected me, so like I said, since it doesn't affect me in any ways, I just go to the church, go and serve my God and mind my business. So as at that time, I was already done with school and I was living alone. At that time, I was in a film school, and at the same time, I was also a graphic designer, and I'm into business. I sell PlayStation games, PS2, PS3, PS4 to students around that side, because where I stay around that Sango is actually a student area for people that knows Ibadan very well. So I think in 2021 I came back from a movie shoot in Ile-Ife. So in January, that was January. So on my coming back that same night, I was actually robbed in my apartment. So that actually leads to me leaving that Sango environment, which is a student area, to go to and another area where working class people are. Because even the police, when I went to report the issue to police at the police station, they told me that, do I know that place is a student area, that most people that are courtesies, most people that have been rusticated from school, that can't go home, that is where they stay. So what they do for survival is to attack people at home, steal their valuables and everything. So I have to relocate to a better area where civil servants stays and where people that are actually doing well stays, which is Akala Express. People that know Israel very well should know Akala Express. So getting to that new environment, Akala. So like I said, I'm not the type of person that goes to different kinds of church. So when I get to my new environment, I have to look for another redeemed parish where I can worship. So I found this redeemed parish. It is a regional 21 headquarters at Oluyole. It's very close to Zatek. People that know Ibadan very well should know Oluyole Estate and Zatek Company. So the church was around that side. So I started attending, I go to service, come back. So one day I just feel like, okay, let me just join their workers, and since I have a talent in acting, why don't I just join a unit like that, like a drama unit, for me to use my talent to work for God. Unfortunately for me, I never knew that decision was the worst thing that will ever happen to me. So I joined the drama department. I started doing my thing, work for God, and go. So while attending the church, there has been sometimes they try and hype me up, hype my name and the likes, just to exploit money from me. But even at that time, me myself, I'm not even financially okay, because I just told you I was robbed, so I wasn't financially doing well at that time. So I was just trying to recover from my incident that happened, because almost every money that was in my account was taken during that time. So I noticed that, but I don't have issue with giving generally. People that knows me knows I give a lot. I don't have issue with giving, not talk of church. But that time I wasn't actually financially stable, because at that time I was just robbed and all my valuable things are taken. All the money in my accounts was withdrawn before I could report to the appropriate authorities the next morning. So why they were trying to hype me up, mentioning my name, trying to exploit money from me, I couldn't do anything at that time. Because normally I don't have any issue. People that knows me very well knows I give a lot when I have it. Understand? So I don't have issue giving to people, not to talk of giving to the church. But at that time I can't do anything. I was managing myself. So I started working in the drama department. I never knew, due to the fact that I was unable to give them a huge amount. It's not that maybe I'm not giving, I'm giving my offering, I'm giving a little money for tithes at that time. Just that I cannot give a big donation to the church. So I never knew they have conspired against me due to that. I was just doing my thing and just going on with my life. So an issue now happened. There was a man, I think, supposedly a rich man in the church. While I was in the drama department, saw me and develop an interest in me, liked me and develop an interest in me. And the next thing like that, when someone develop an interest in someone in church, the next thing is to approach the pastor, to talk to the pastor about that person. But to my greatest surprise and information that later comes up, the pastor went to defame me to the man, went to blackmail me. Me and the pastor doesn't have any cordial relationship. I don't think there is anybody in that church that have even been to my house before. It was even only one of their youth pastor in that church that I actually invited when I wanted to open a salon around that area, around that New Akala Express area. I think that was the only person that even knew my business place at that time. So I was surprised that someone that doesn't know anything about me would want to defame me to someone just because the person's trying to meet me or trying to help me. He went to tell him I'm a Yahoo boy, and he wears suits, different kind of talking suits to church. He's stealing to buy those suits. How does that make sense? I was so mad, but I find a way to actually clear my name from that. Understand? And the man gets to know that what they told him was a lie, because I was pissed. So after that, I went to the general group of Oyo State RCCG, where every parish and every province and regional headquarters are. So I went there on the platform to explain what happened in that particular regional headquarters and what they did. And to my greatest surprise, because the youth pastor of that regional headquarters was on the group, he said people shouldn't listen to me, that I have a mental disorder. Like, wow. Like, because I was telling people what happened that you said I have a mental disorder, I was surprised. And I think after some hours of dropping that message, explaining what happened on the group, another province youth pastor also came on the platform and deletes my write-up, which is an evidence of what happened. So I was like, why will you delete that message? That is my write-up to tell people what is going on. Why will you delete my message? So I was mad. So that thing prompts me to get angry, and I started saying some things. Like I said, is poverty a sign of holiness? Like, do I have to dress like a rag person or like a madman to come to church before you know that I'm holy? Or why will you say, okay, you don't know where I'm seeing money to buy turkey suit, just turkey suits? It's not that maybe I even bought a Lamborghini to the church, that automatically I'm a thief. And the funniest part is that this same person that are saying this person is a thief are the same people that wanted to make me a pastor in that church. Because one thing about redeem is that once they see that you dress well and you have little money, they want to make you a pastor. And that's how they make 90% of their pastor in the redeem. It's not that maybe due to the Holy Spirit or that person is spiritually filled or anything. That's the criteria. Even the Redeemed Christian Church of God members knows that that's the criteria they use. Once they see, okay, and they are not giving you that pastor post or a post in the church just because they love you, it's because so that they can come to you at any time to exploit money from you, to make you dry. That is their major objective of giving people posts. So after then, I left the group and I moved on with my life. That okay, that has happened, and God saw everything. That I had a pure intention to just walk in His house. So to my greatest surprise, I went to another church, which is called the Global Harvest, another Akala Express in Ibadan too. They have their parish there too. But on getting there, people that have never met me, people that don't know me before, all of a sudden, through the pastor preaching, he started attacking me. As how? It was then I now get to know that after I left the Redeemed Christian Church of God, they sent my picture, my name around to different kind of churches and pastors, that whenever I come to that church, you should attack me, I don't know. Maybe they are trying to cover up their church business and they see me as a threat to them. And I'm not even a threat to you. Even before that should happen, I've seen a whole lot of things that I know is an ungodly things in the church. But I didn't say anything. I mind my business. Until you came for me, that's when I have to just say what I see in the church. So they started attacking me. When that happened, I left. Okay, I said, okay, maybe those church are being controlled by elderly people. Let me go to a youth church. Then I went to Celebration Church. I started worshiping with them. The same thing happened at Celebration Church. But before that thing happens, I was like, okay, this is a youth church. I think I feel comfortable. I can join the workers there. So I went to their workers training and I passed my exam, and I will upload the certificate from the Celebration Church on this video that I got after my workers training. But despite that fact, to them to stylishly through one of the errands, pastor too started attacking me, this and that. So I stopped attending any church after that. Like, there's no essence going to church since all of them are into church business and they don't see anything wrong in what happened at the Redeemed Christian Church of God. They were supporting them, attacking me here and there. I said, okay, fine, if it's that way. So later on, I just moved on with my life. And also later on, through my social media, they knew I was an actor and I belonged to this association, Tapan, where Odunade, from Adeboye, everybody belongs to. So all of a sudden, most people knows me, even Mr. Latin, that is our president, knows me, because we do have our own election. Just like Nigeria election, we do have our own election where we elect our people. And during the election, I actually give my full support to Mr. Latin and other people. So they know me very well. So I'm not someone that they didn't know. But surprisingly, I noticed that someone I give my full support to that likes me before started acting somehow. If I should greet him in our events, he doesn't even answer or something, or show one attitude. It was then I knew that, okay, these people have actually went to these people again and manipulated them or bought them. And the funniest thing is that if an issue happens in any association, and a member is being reported, the first thing for that association to do is to invite the person and question the person that this is what we heard, what happened, explain your own part of the story. But these people didn't invite me. So it means they have been bought to frustrate me in the entertainment industry, which I don't really care. So due to that, I've not really been getting acting gigs like before in the entertainment industry. They've told some people not to work with me. And I don't have issue with that, because before I came into the movie industry, I have something going on with my life and I have a business that I've been paying my bills. But to my greatest surprise, these people have been stalking and monitoring me around to the extent that I got a new apartment and they get to know I was staying in that house. And when I get to that house, the landlady, because she's a female, actually liked me, we do talk. All of a sudden, she's a Christian and she too attend church. All of a sudden, she started changing. And there is a particular incident I can't forget. I came back from a movie shoot that present day. I was already tired, I was eating. Then someone started banging on my door and I was like, who is that? And I came out to see that it was the landlady son. And I said, okay, what is the problem? He said, and I left the main gate open. I was like, how? How will I leave the main gate open? Is this my first time of living in this house? Have I not been living in this house all this while? And number two, am I a baby that we left the gate open? You understand? And I could remember that day I came in the evening. So many people have been going in and out of the house before he came around that night. So I knew, okay, this person is actually here for something. Something is actually fishing. And before one thing led to another, he insulted me. I was like, are you okay? I insulted him back, and the next thing, he punched me in my face, which I'm going to upload. I'll upload the picture I took during that incident here. And I reported him to the police station, and he was arrested. The people came begging and this and that. So I have to just free him. But I knew that was not his own personal decision. Something was going on. So due to that incident, I left that house and relocated to another apartment I'm currently staying in now, where I'm making the video. So when I get here, and when I relocate like that, I also move my business out of that environment, because I have a salon business where I employ people that works for me. So I need to reopen another salon shop somewhere around there. And to my greatest surprise, this same RCCG people still came after me again. They sent their church members to blackmail me around where I was doing business, that is a ritualist, is a this, they shouldn't patronize me. But people there knows me that, okay, this thing is a lie, and they see how jovial and how I relate with them. They know, okay, this thing is a lie. When they see that doesn't work out, then because I don't stay around, I have other things I'm doing. Whenever I'm not in that salon shop, they go and meet my workers. There was even the time the first worker that worked with me in this new shop, they said he should be stealing my money. and I get to know, which I sack the worker. So when I employed another one again, they started, when I'm not around the saloon, they started going to meet my worker, trying to brainwash those people and everything. To the extent that I started sacking one worker, employing another one. So when the issue was, when the stress was too much for me, I just, okay, fine. I closed down the salon and moved all the equipment in the salon to my apartment where I'm staying in now. And I don't know what Pastor Enoch Adeboye and the Redeemed Christian Church of God really want from me, that they have been after my life since 2023. I don't know what they want. To the extent that an issue that happened in the church has gotten to the APC people, because Adeboye is actually an APC. I campaigned and voted for Tinubu because I believe he's a Yoruba man in the last election. So I'm used to APC very well. So Adeboye is actually working for an APC, and it's also an APC. I think he's an APC chieftain. To the extent that this issue that happened in church has gotten to the APC, has even gotten to people that was allegedly involved in the death of Mohbad. So it's obvious Adeboye and the Redeemed Christian Church of God are after my life, and they are after destroying me. So that is one of the main reasons why I'm making this video, for people to know exactly what is going on. And they cannot kill me as they keep Mohbad. Harder for them to kill me as they keep Mohbad, blood will rather flow. My late dad too was a politician. I was raised by a politician. There would rather be issue. Heaven will rather come down. That's just the issue. So I'm just using this medium to explain my own part of the story. And if anything happens to me, old Pastor Adeboye and other pastors and APC and their fellow people they work with responsible. Thank you very much.